Okay, folks, in part A of this coordinate geometry problem or question, okay, we're asked to find an equation of the straight line passing through the points -2, 5, and 5 minus 1. Give your answer in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are integers, i.e. whole numbers. Okay, so step one, guys. Okay, so we want to obviously work out our gradient. Okay, so that's going to be the change in y over the change in x. So it's going to be difference in y over difference in x. Okay, whenever you see me write a triangle, guys, yeah, that just means delta y. It just means change in that variable. Okay, so change in y over change in x. So it's going to be difference in the y coordinate. So -1 minus 5 all over 5 minus 2. Now -1 minus 5 is -6, and 5 minus 2 becomes 5 plus 2, which is 7. If you subtract a negative, it becomes an addition as the sign of the new sum. Okay, so that's our green. Okay, so m equals 6/7. I'm now going to use the formula this time. Y minus y1 is equal to m brackets x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are your coordinates. Okay, so either coordinates, okay, of the straight line. So I'm just going to go for 5 minus 1. So we're going to have y minus y1, so y plus 1, because it becomes y minus 1, which becomes y plus 1, is equal to -6/7 or -6/7. Okay, x minus x1, which is going to be our x coordinate, which is 5. Next step, I'm going to times up by 7 on both sides. Okay, to get rid of this fraction here on the left hand side. So I'm going to have 7 lots of y plus 1. So 7 lots of y plus 1 is going to equal to -6 lots of x minus 5, or -6 lots of x minus 5. When we do this, I'm now going to expand the brackets. 7 times y, 7 times 1. So we're going to have 7y plus 7 is equal to -6x plus 30. Okay, if you expand the bracket on the right hand side, I'm now going to rearrange it so it's in that format. I'm going to add 6x to both sides, and I'm going to subtract 30. So when we do that, we get 6x plus 7y. Then we have plus 7 or positive 7, and we subtract 39, we get -32. And that's going to be equal to 0. And that, guys, is my answer to part A. So A would be 6, B would be 7, and C is -32. Okay. So we're used to writing it in the format in y equals mx plus c, but this is now AS level maths, so A level maths. So get in the habit of being comfortable, okay, when examiners ask you to write things in slightly different format. Okay, it means the same thing as y equals mx plus c. It's just a rearrangement. Okay, essentially they've subtracted mx and they've subtracted c to make this equal to 0. Okay, and they obviously just change the letters. Okay, they've used a instead of m. They've used a b instead of 1y. Okay, but it's the same as this, just rearranged. Okay, so don't panic. Okay, in the exam or in your mocks or in your tests. Okay, next up, the line crosses the x-axis at point A, the y-axis at point B, and the origin is at 0. Okay, or always at the origin. Find the area of AOB. So we're going to work out our x-intercepts. So x-axis is when y is equal to 0. So we're going to get our equation, set y to be 0 to work out our x value. Okay. So if y is 0, okay, and I'm plugging it into this equation here, it becomes 6x minus 32 is equal to 0. Add 32 to both sides and then divide by 6. When you do that, you'll get x is 16 thirds, okay, for your x-intercepts, okay. So you get 16 thirds 0 for the x-axis intercept, and then for the y-axis, that's when that's when x is 0. So when x is 0 this time, you're going to have 7y equals 32. So y would be 32 sevenths when you solve that equation. Okay, by setting x to be 0, there, okay, you get 7y minus 32 is 0. Add 32 and then divide by 7. Okay, so now we've got some coordinates. We can just do like a rough sketch, okay, of this straight line. So I'm just going to quickly rearrange it in the form y equals mx plus c. So I'm going to subtract and I'm going to add that. So we're going to get y is equal to minus 6 sevenths x plus 32 sevenths. Okay, just so I got like a rough sketch. So it's going to look something like that. Okay, so to work out the area, okay, we're going to work out our length, which in this case here is going to be 16 thirds. Our height is 32 sevenths. So to work out the area of this triangle, okay, because it meets at a right angle, okay, it's going to be base times height divided by 2. So we're going to have a half times 16 thirds times 32 sevenths. Okay, got some big numbers here, so let's just try and do some simplifying first just to make it easier. Okay, so I'm going to divide this by 2, this by 2, so I'm going to have the 16. So on the top, I'm going to have 1 times 16 times 16. Now 16 squared, yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm going to work it out. On the bottom, I'm going to have 1 times 3 times 7, so it's going to be 21 on the bottom. 16 squared, I think I've got it now in my head, but let's just work out just to confirm it. I think it's 256, yeah, I think. 6 sixes make 36, so 6, carry the 3. 6 times 1 makes 6, plus 3 makes 9. I put a placeholder. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1. When we add this together, yes, we get 256 21ths. Okay, and we'll put that as units squared, okay, because we've not got any units here, so I'll put it as units squared. And that, guys, is the area of triangle AOB, okay, because yeah, it meets at like a right angle, okay, with the x and y axis, so I can use a formula base times height divided by 2, or a half times base times height, okay. Multiplying fractions, you multiply top by top by top and bottom by bottom by bottom and simplify where possible. Of course, I can write this here as a mixed number. Okay, I'm not going to bother. Okay, I'm going to leave it as that. Okay, that would obviously suffice in the exam. Okay, unless stated otherwise. But my answer will be 256 over 21 or 21ths. And that's the area of my triangle AOB.